to town today to pick up some supplies to help Jason and Jaylena out at the ranch. So we're going to go to Lowe's, and you'll be surprised at what we're looking at. What do you think, Dad? Keep your eyes on the road.
I think they'll like what we're going to do. So,
all right.
Get a little bit right there. Let me catch up with you.
This is a true Dallas Cowboy fan. Check out this truck. Woohoo! Huh?
That's funny. Have to get a saw blade for the table saw.
I'm moving out of the way. I don't want to be in the picture.
Ooh, wait, that's gonna look pretty in the camp house.
But it's going to be white.
Huh?
It's going to be white like he did up yonder.
Oh, he's gonna paint it?
Yeah. He's going to turn it into that fake white brick
Oh, I didn't know.
instead of this color.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, I didn't know that.
Like he did above his fireplace.
Oh. Well, folks, today I'm going to need to take care of some of my plants, and I just wanted to share that with you. But before I start, let me preface this by saying, this is Plants for Beginners. If you are a master gardener, you do not need to watch this. This is plain and simple plants in my house, house plants. I have tons of ivy. As you can see, I have them in all different shapes, sizes, and forms. I have huge ivies that have been growing for a long time. And then I have some pots that have not been growing very long. So, the first thing I'm going to do is start with this ivy. It's a good ivy. It looks good. It has some bare spots in it, and I want to fill in. And I always have some ivies in a jar, ready to be planted. They have great roots. That one might not be so great, but they have good roots. And let's see, this is a very nice one that has been growing in the jar. There you go. That's roots, folks. That's what I'm talking about. Good roots. Alright, and I have one more here that has been growing in the jar. Let's check out its roots. Not so much. So you know what? I'm going to put that one back in the jar and just let it grow until it has good roots like the rest. Now, I want to put these into this pot to make it more full. So I'm just going to find a space where there's nothing growing. I'm just going to dig out a little hole. And then I'm going to add this in there. Cover it back up. Just push it down. Get the roots in. Just make sure it's in there good. Can't get that one straight. I want to get it straight. I don't want it to be laying down. And then I'm going to add this one with all the huge roots in it. I'm not a master gardener. I just like easy to grow plants gardener. Well, I just can't get the right spot I want in there. I'm just going to make a hole in there with my fingers. It's got to be pretty big though, because it's a lot of roots. And if you think, well, you're tearing up your other plant, why are you doing that? I'm really not tearing it up, because ivies are so hardy and they're just gonna grow roots, grow in here, make this a thick pot. There. Now, it's much fuller than it was, and I promise you those will just keep growing and do great. This is what I like best, and I don't like using gardening gloves. Now, another one of the plants I have here has the long runner on it, and normally I would just cut it off and stick it in the bottle and start regrowing, but this one doesn't have a lot in it either. So I'm just going to curl this long runner around, and those will get roots, and then it will just become thicker and thicker and put off more runners. But this one is done now just by curling the runner around it and making it thicker. So I have this ivy in a little tiny pot, and it's got a huge runner. Well, this pot is too little for me to keep wrapping it around and getting more and more roots. So I'm just going to cut those off. And I'm going to cut it right here. So that this one is still hanging on. It will continue to grow. And I'm going to use the same little vase that I had the other one in. But this one is so long, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to cut it and stick this in. And then the other little piece, I'm just going to stick in here, because that will grow also. And we'll check back in a few days or a week or so and see what happens. I sure hate to see y'all see me with these dirty fingers. There are a few more plants I wanted to show you. And with the magic of TV, I have washed my hands and changed the plants out. Now all the ivies are in the background. Those are my easy plants. They're my go-to plants. I love ivies. I also have a canna plant. It grows outside and it makes pretty red blooms, or at least make red ones. And this was growing in one of my potted plants outside, and I did not want it growing in that plant, so I just pulled it out and I stuck it in a jar, and now look at the root ball on this. So I'm just going to let that continue to grow until I decide what I want to do with that. But that is a canna plant. I think that's C-A-N-N-A, C-A-N-N-A-H, not sure about canna. Also, I have a little aloe vera. If you've been following me for any time, you know that I have a big pot of aloe vera outside. You can take just the little things that are growing like this, just pull them up, stick them in a little pot, and you've got another plant growing. That's the kind of plants I like, that I can propagate and just keep growing and growing and growing. I have a Kalanchoe. I don't know if you know Kalanchoe, if you've heard of them. They're a beautiful plant. They're strong plant, and any one of the little leaves, if any of the leaves fall off, Tiki has taken the spotlight of the plants. If any of the little leaves fall off, you just stick it back in the dirt and they grow. It could not be any easier. And that is a Kalanchoe plant, and that is spelled Kalanchoe, I think. Kalanchoe. And then the other plants that I like are the Lucky Bamboo. This one happens to be in a cute little bowl. It has a good root ball on it. I bought these at our local grocery store. If you've been watching, you know I shop H-E-B. That is a Texas supermarket. They sell each one of these little strands for $1. So I bought 3. I put a rubber band around the bottom of them to hold them together. I put them in a bowl. I threw some rocks on top of them and keep water in it. And they grow. That's it. It's a Lucky Bamboo plant. It's easy. I did see on Pinterest a way to propagate the Lucky Bamboo plants. I haven't tried it yet, but I think all you do is just find a little area and cut it off. But I'll talk about the propagating of the Lucky Bamboo plants when I get around to it. But I love those. My only problem with these is that Tiki likes to get up and drink the water out of them. Go figure. And one last plant is a big one I want to show you here. Can you see that? It has regular ivy in it, like all of these back here. And then it has, this is the main kind of ivy that's in the plant. I thought this was devil's ivy, but according to the internet, all that stuff is devil's ivy. I think they might call this arrowhead. I'm not sure. It grows just as easy as an ivy. You can propagate them just as easily. You can pull up a little clump and get the root bed with it and just keep transplanting them. But I like it because I planted the other ivy in it and it's growing up all around it real nice. And so they do like light. I like to keep my plants in a bright spot. My bedroom actually has a south and west window, and I like to keep my plants in the windowsills there and in my bedroom because it's just so sunshiny and they grow well in there. And that's my little clip on my house plants today, but I do want you to remember, if you get anything out of this, these ivies are the easiest things in the world to grow. If you don't have any ivies, go to a Walmart or your supermarket that sells plants and get a little bitty pot. You can spend, I don't know, $3 on a little tiny ivy. Plant it. It grows. It makes these runners. See all the runners? And it just starts, you can let them go. You can let your runners grow and put them up and let them hang down and all that. But until my pot gets really full, I just wind these runners around back in the pot. Everywhere that it is, it will develop roots. It grows thicker, and it's going to keep putting out those runners. I always have some type of small jar to keep my runners in when I cut them off so that they can root out again and then make another plant. It doesn't really look like I need any more plants, but they're easy to grow and I like doing it. So, if you have enjoyed our channel, I really wish you would subscribe to it. It's free. It's not like a magazine subscription or a newspaper subscription that you pay for. It is free to subscribe to anyone's channel. Now you might ask, what difference does it make whether I subscribe or not? I'm watching. That is true. But when YouTube channels get monetized, and make money from it, if you're subscribed and you watch a video, that YouTube channel is going to make money. So remember, it's free to you to subscribe, but it helps the YouTube channels out if they're monetized. Also, if you liked us, give us a thumbs up and hit the notification bell and click all. That way you won't miss any of our videos. You saw that we were at Lowe's earlier, so George has gone out to the ranch. He will be back in a little bit, and this is how I occupy some of my time during the day. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for other videos. So in case you want to know what we're having for supper, we're having fish. I'm frying up some fish. This is tilapia. I don't know if y'all like tilapia or not. We do. It's what I have. And I'm frying it up in the frying pan. Come on now, folks. Frying fish and holding the camera and talking all at the same time. Oh, yeah. Yum, yum. Y'all have smell-o-vision? Because there is some fried tilapia on the horizon. Yum, yum. Fish. It's what's for dinner.